Hello, I am Jaime. They call me the Godfather. They call me Father. They call me a lot of stuff. And this is Off the Record with DMV, and I pretty much spilled my life from 2006 to 2000 to now. It's been 20 years. I cannot believe I've been doing this shit for 20 years. But yes, come listen to what I just did.
Oh, welcome to Off the Record DMV. Before your name meant something in these streets, who were you?
So I'm gonna go back to the first ever party I did. So I used to work at, I used to go to Bowie State. I don't have the shirt on now, but yeah, I wear it all the time. That is my alma mater. I mean, that's the place I love, and we always go back. So I used to work at what's called Smoky Bones Barbecue in Bowie. And everyone they're still up. The food isn't as good anymore, but hey, it was really popular back in the day. And there was a girl that worked there named Kiana. Kiana's still around back to this day. I still talk to her here and there. But she was like, not a runaway, but her mom and her didn't get along. And I used to see them come in, and she's like my little sister. I was a college student. She was a high school student. I mean, she was graduating, right? And I was like, okay. One day, her and her mom got in this big fight. She said, Jaime, I have to go home with you, because I have to drive her home. I was like, where are you gonna go? right. And she said, no, I have to sleep on your couch. I was like, okay. So I guess we work at, okay. And my roommate at the time, he's gonna get mad. I'm not gonna name him though, but let's just say I'm a roommate and a friend of the friend of the friend. Let's just say that.
Okay.
So she then couldn't get to Smoky Bones because we lived in Laurel, and she couldn't get there. So she got fired, I believe. I think that's what happened. She couldn't get there. Mm-hmm. And a roommate friend was like, hey, I know how you could make some money, right? And so she got dressed up, and I was like, where y'all going? Because mind you, I'm the only link to their mom, right?
Oh, okay.
I'm the only link, and her mom was texting me that she okay. I was like, she's fine, she's good. And I was like, okay. Then I looked, and I woke up one morning, and she had all this money on the table, and she was dressed up. I was like, yo, what did you do? I was like, I have to tell your mom. Like, I'm the only one, like, and so I told her mom. Her mom like cared but didn't care. She's like, okay, she's home, right? She's home with you. I was like, yeah. And she's like, okay, she's fine. Okay. And I was like, okay, bro, you can't do that again. I'm gonna throw a party and she'll be fine. And so, I was already popular at Bowie State. So I was like, you know what? I'll throw a big graduation party. Because I graduated from Bowie State, and I was in my first year of graduate school. That was 2006. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna throw a party, so you have to go and do all that wow stuff because you're gonna get me in trouble.
Okay.
So then I threw a party, and I knew everybody. So all the Bowie State football players, everybody I knew packed my little apartment in Laurel.
Okay.
Right? Mm-hmm. And I only had her as a dancer. And she just started. So I was like, I gotta find 2 other dancers. So I then found a girl named Sunday, right? And I found another girl named Seduction. And when they came to my house, I was looking up like, oh, is that what dancers look like?
Wait a minute.
I was like, she look like that? Because one of them, she didn't. Okay. Sunday, okay, I'm not gonna, because I know she's gonna watch this. So she just had glasses on. She had no makeup on. She was like, okay, because I never knew what they looked like.
Okay, I didn't know what to expect, right?
I was green to this. I didn't know what this was. Mm-hmm. So her and Seduction walked in. I still talk Seduction to this day as well. Okay. So they both walked in, and they saw me. I was new at this. The guy said, hey, I need $150 for bringing them. And there was just a dude that they knew. That was just their ride. They didn't really know him. So I handed him money in front of them. Mm-hmm. And the girl was like, I know you ain't getting paid for me. And then she acted funny, and she didn't want to dance. I was like, no, please dance, please. Right. And she was one of the best. I'd never seen anyone dance. She's like stood there, and her butt was moving, and she was small. And then Kiana said, I want to be like them. And so it used to be this whole thing. And then I only charged everyone to get in $3 back then. Okay. I charged them $3. And I thought, I was just my little party. That's when everyone would come. Right. And I don't know how some dudes paid more, and I made $300 that night. I didn't think nothing of it. Okay. And I heard them talking shit about me the next day. And she's like, you got to do more of this. I was like, okay. And then I contacted those girls. And it was like, yeah, if you want parties, come to me, right? I was like, okay. And she says, you're going to go ahead and do some more. I said, all right, I'm going to go ahead and do more parties. And then that's how it started. First, I started telling her about I have dancers. I just started talking to people.
Talk to everybody, right?
And then I had the very first party I ever had was in Shady Side, Maryland, which is past Upper Marlboro, and it was like a barn.
Oh,
and
okay.
so I got all these girls, and mind you, these girls
you creative out the gate. Okay.
Right. I had these girls.
Okay.
And some of them were in college.
Oh, okay.
And one of them was Kiana, and then the other one was Sunday. She came separate, because that's when I started really booking her for stuff. Mm-hmm. And I remember so scared. I got out the car and my heart was beating because it was a barn full of dudes. Whoa. It was a barn. It was this guy's farm and it was a barn full of guys.
Okay.
And I got all these girls out the car and they started dancing at different ends. And these guys had money. They were just giving money. I'd never seen so much money in my life.
Wow. Okay.
So, and the guy paid me for them, but they made so much money, they didn't even think about getting paid from me.
Right.
So I think that night the guy gave me $600 for 4 of them.
Okay.
And I was like, I have y'all's money. He's like, oh, you're all right. Because they all made money.
Right.
Even the lowest the girl made was $150, but that was a lot to a college student.
Right.
So I just kept doing it from there. And then I kept getting parties every weekend.
So everybody was hitting you up.
It was word of mouth. This is just social media. This is just word of mouth. This is not social media.
There's no social media. Okay.
And so everyone was just hitting me up. And then I had to acquire male dancers because I had Inferno, was the very first male dancer I had. He did all these parties, and then I started getting more, and I had to acquire more, and that's when I met Playboy. I didn't meet Playboy until 2015, 2016.
Oh, okay.
So and then after that, I started acquiring more and more guys. And a lot of the times, the male dancers were really bougie back then. They was like, why does a guy want to promote another guy? They didn't allow that. And because they was like, he doesn't dance, he's just a promoter. Why is he doing this? So
right.
They said no to me at first. Then I started giving Playboy parties, and they were like, wait a minute. What's up?
Right. Okay.
Wait a minute. Let me start. How much? What we got to do? So I started getting more and more parties.
So would you say at that time were you getting more female parties or more male parties?
It was both. Both. I was getting both. I still get them now, but it's just, to me now it's a little bit, not saying washed, but it's just, I got to be more creative to get more parties, not just social media and it's not just regular clients. So in 2019, I started going on Google and I started doing Google ads, 2018, 2019. And I used to get stuff from all over, people from all over. Okay. And that's why I started acquiring dancers in other states. But it was weird after 2020, all the people, I don't know what happened. Google started to be different. Little kids started getting on and, hey, I want some bitches. Oh. And you pay per click. Right. So I was paying Google all this money and I wasn't getting nothing. So I decided recently, like as of last week, canceled my Google ads and I'm doing something different. It's like a search engine marketing type of thing. Mm-hmm. And then Facebook ads. So it's still a different thing I'm gonna be doing. I'm still getting calls, but I want to get more because I have so many dancers. So so I'm trying to continue getting them work.
So is it just in the DMV area or you have?
I have dancers all over. Like I had 2 parties in Miami last week and then 2 in New Jersey, stuff like that. These are clients that I've had already. Okay. So they move to different areas and still want a party. It's not like the DMV. DMV is party central. Right. In other areas, there's more strip clubs. Here is not that many, so there's going to be parties.
Private parties.
Yes. Okay. So like in Atlanta, I'll get 1 or 2, And it's not as much because they have a strip club on every corner.
Right.
They don't have any strip clubs for males, so I get a little bit more out there for males as well. So.
Okay. Now, during that time, did promoting was more about survival, money, ego, or being seen?
For me, or it was more about, it was money and ego for me. Because money, of course, who doesn't, if you're putting effort in something, who doesn't need money? Ego, because my family at first was behind me and then they weren't. Because, my sister was a minister at that time. So she made it seem like I was a heathen. So I had to prove that I wasn't, that this was a real business. And it's, so funny to this day, I'll show parties and birthdays and everything and show how they were successful, even show how much money I made at the door. It's still never good enough for my family. Oh, so what? So you're still heathen. Right. You know what I'm saying? And it's so funny. I'm gonna tell y'all my first birthday party. I had it at someone's house. I rented it. There was a client that had I had a party at their house. Hey, can I rent your party for birthday? I paid them $600 to rent their house, and I had it during my homecoming, and nobody came. No, dudes would come in and out. They didn't really come like that, and because they didn't really come, I didn't. I almost stopped everything. I almost quit.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask you.
I almost quit.
Do you get to that point? Like, when do you get to that point that you feel like you're gonna quit? Is it just like?
Oh God, it's every other week. These dancers can take you there. Like, for instance, I'll have, let's just say you're begging me all week. Hey, I need a party. I really need a party. One comes across, right? I'm like, okay, I have this. What are we gonna do? And then you show up 2 hours late, and they're not gonna say nothing to you. They say something to me. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, because they're saying something to you, they're yelling at me. You know what I'm saying? Because you're showing too loud that you're ruining the motion of the party. You know, what if you had a party here waiting for me and it's raining? I'm getting tired of waiting. I want to look at you. I'm going to leave. Right. So a lot of times people may leave the party. They're not going to say nothing to you. They say something to me. You know what I'm saying? Or some of these people may try to show up at 2 o'clock in the morning. You know what I'm saying? So to me, you're taking advantage of the client now. So because you're doing what you want to do. So it's not... and sometimes sometimes I move too fast, and I got to look back at what I'm doing. I may quote the client a wrong price. So I may actually quote them as they actually booked 4 girls, and I actually may only paid them for 3. You came out your house, put on your makeup, may got a babysitter. I still have to give you that money. So I actually lost out. That's probably more than I got paid for the party. But I've done that. I've done that a couple times because I'm moving too fast. You know what I'm saying? Or I gave one party I'm human. I gave one party the wrong number or the wrong address. You know what I'm saying? So I'm moving too fast. It's like, oh, let me send this party out. And I may forget something. So it happens a lot. Even after some big events, there's birthdays where I came in the red. And that's happened. My party with the horror movie, it looked great on IG. But I came in the red because it was my first time having my own bar. So therefore, the girl, she kept opening different boxes, and I had a consignment guy, and he knew it was my first party, and the other girl that was his bottle girl knew it was the first party, and they took advantage.
Okay. And
so they charged me more than they knew I made, and I still had to pay everybody. So I was in the red. So it happens. I mean, yeah, some parties you will be in the red, and some parties I look at like, damn, did I steal this money? You know what I'm saying? So some parties will be good. You know what I'm saying? So some parties are good.
So what do you say that causes a bad party? Would it be more so like the promotion, the people, or just the environment where people just might not have it right now?
It could be anything. People not tipping. It could be people ain't drunk enough. You know what I'm saying? It could be they're not really feeling the dancer and they're just sitting there and it's like no energy. You feel the energy. If the energy is up, it's kind of like you're a rapper. The energy from the crowd is driving you to continue performing and like continue being excited. You feel the energy. And if there's no energy, then there's nobody tipping, then that's it. Sometimes I even do this. I may plant a tipper. Because if you see someone else tipping, oh, I'm gonna come tip. She's tipping. Because it takes the first person to tip. Like, oh, I'm gonna tip now. They're gonna hold it until the first person tips. So I may plant, or if the client just paid me, sometimes I've done this, not many times, they catch it. So I may charge them extra $50 and then give them $50 in once to tip. So I've done that before as well. And I also want to get into dancers that I miss. It's like, for instance, Dallas the Body. You can probably cut this out and I can send it to her. Dallas the Body, I miss her as she's one of my vets. She's brought people to parties. Okay. She always brought ones. She was always on time. And she also at a party, this is a pet peeve of mine, and it is what it is. A dance, like for instance, the host may come back to you and say, hey, let me know when I can book you again. Dallas will go, okay, go back to Jaime. Jaime will get in contact with me because I booked the party. So therefore that person that I booked, well, I can still get my money. She still gets her money. I'm not cut out the deal. These people don't know who or what. They don't know. They don't care. They just want the dancer. You know what I'm saying? But other dancers will take it around with it. Yeah, I got bitches. You ain't got to call Jaime. I got dudes. You ain't got to call Jaime. And then they'll overcharge the client. The client comes back to me and is like, yeah, I didn't mean to go to this person and get a party, but they overcharged me and they didn't even show up. And I've had that.
So do you feel obligated as the promoter at that time because that's how you guys introduced each other?
No, because you went through them.
Right. So they just got to eat that.
They got to eat that. I mean, they come back to me next time and I'm still not. I'm going to make sure the next person goes, but you shouldn't have did that. I mean, a lot of people don't know that these dancers are hustlers. They try to hustle me. You know what I'm saying? Right. So they're going to hustle. You know what I'm saying? And if you are, a lot of times they make these people make them pay like $500 or some odd dollars up front. I never make you do that. My booking fee up front is smaller because I want people to feel comfortable. Some people that I've been booking with for years, or they may give me everything up front and I'll make sure I come to the party with that money. So, but a lot of times I have it minuscule because they don't feel like they're getting God. You know what I'm saying? Because, hey, if I give you all this money, how I know you're not going to show up? You know what I'm saying? Because that's happened to a lot of people. So, but she always came, Dallas always said, hey, go through him. So I like that because these other dancers that you give these parties to and that you help or whatever, they try to take over your client. And they rule, like I've been to parties, I've been to events where I walked in, I was like, damn, my clients are in here. And it's okay. These clients is everybody, their community. You know what I'm saying? Right. So they can do what they want. But you say, hey, Jaime, that's your client. He said he wanted to come to the party. That's it. These dancers be like, oh, that's my client. Okay.
So what would you say the part of the story of being in the mix that people get completely wrong?
They call me a pimp. I'm not a pimp. I do not get paid for sexual interaction. And that is like a misconception. You know what I'm saying? I don't get paid for that. You know, like, I mean, if something happens between this person and this person, hey, that's between y'all. But I just think it's barbaric. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've heard stories. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all know our Lala. You know what I'm saying? She said that she can't find it. You know what I'm saying? She's a fat dude. She had to go through the layers. That's freaking gross. No, I'm not a pimp. I will book you to dance. And that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all I'm doing. I'm not a pimp. I'm not, because that gets to be, it's too much. Like, I'm not pimping. I'll have you outside working the stroll. I'm not doing that. I book exotic dancing. And if something happens between you and the client, that's between you and the client. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I booked you to dance. If your legs are to the sky, that ain't got nothing to do with me.
Okay, and at what point did you realize you was in too deep to stop?
Bruh. Every week, it's like, I'm turning my phone off. I hate you bitches. Then I get a call. Hey, I got $500 right now for a party. Where you at? Where you at? They calling, so I can't. When they stop calling, that's when you stop. Like when I see dancers retire, it's because people stop calling. If you retire, it's because that's the end of your career, where you feel like, hey, I've done enough. They're not calling anymore, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, that to me, the only way a dancer retires, like I said, there's no more calls. They don't call anymore. Your wife or husband said you have to stop, and you have enough money, and or you just probably can't do it anymore because you gained too much weight. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, but that's the only way. Like if the bookings stop, you're going to stop. This is hustling. So I don't care who you are. I've made a lot of money in just real estate, and every time I make money, something freaking happens. I was like, fuck. Do you really want to break down now? This motherfucking car of mine. So every time something happens, you're like, I'm good. No, you're not good. Come dance.
When did you realize you weren't just throwing parties, you were building reputations that could help or hurt people?
Ooh, that was a good one. I built, so for instance, let's just say I built a reputation. Like I was excited for, I'm going to say Jane. Let's just say I have siblings that live overseas, you know, and I have a sibling, she lives in Paris. She doesn't know nothing about what's going on over here. She was at the dinner table with her friends. She said, hey, Jaime, we're watching that girl that you promote, Jane Doe. And they're in Paris. And some of them people don't even halfway speak English. Talking to me in French. Yes, Jane Doe. Yes, live here, Jane Doe. And, oh, that's you right there. I was like, and she sends me a WhatsApp video with these people. So, you know, she built herself up, and I'm proud of her for that. You know what I'm saying? And I would say when it's bad for people, I promoted this guy to the point of, you know, when I promote you, I don't realize how my reach is. I don't realize. I just promote. I went to the gym and I was next to a guy I was promoting. Oh yeah, we can say his name. Traval. You know, he stopped for a little while because he was doing OnlyFans, and they started stalking him at the gym. They started putting roses on his car and going to the gym when he was there, and you know, they started. And I didn't realize that was happening, and he stopped for a while because it got to be too much. They started like stalking him, y'all, and calling his phone. How they get his number, I don't know. Like y'all doing too much, and it's just because of me continuously promoting. I don't think anything of it. I'm like, oh, they did all that. You know what I'm saying? So you got to get used to what happens when you throw shit on the internet. Things are gonna happen.
Who shouldn't be in the underground but somehow always find themselves in there?
I hate how people. I'm gonna say this. I hate closet dancers or even closet content creators. You wanted this money. You came out here to get it, and you got to deal with the repercussions of it. I've had dancers over the years where things were caught on camera and they got mad and blamed me. But you were doing that in order to get money. You're a grown person. I didn't make you do that. You did it. You know what I'm saying? Or if you do content creation, you caught in a moment and hey, you did all these dudes on camera. But afterwards, oh my God, take that down. You did it. I can't say that you didn't. And the one thing, when you put it when you put it out there on the internet, they can download it. They can screen record it. It's gone. You know that you did it, and you got to own up to it. This is what it's happened. Even me, I've done. I'm a guy, so nothing really happens to me, but I've done real estate showings, and I've had a girl I'm cool with saying, hey, I want him to be my real estate agent. And the husband is into the church, and she tells him what I did, even showed my Twitter. Why'd you show that? I don't know. And they went to another realtor. They didn't like it. Yeah.
So how would you say you pick your girls, or you pick a person and say, yeah, good, or no, maybe next time?
It's a lot of variables. I may watch you for a while. I may watch how you act on the internet. I may bring you to a private party and see how you conduct yourself. And because at the end of the day, when I send you to a private party, you're representing me. They don't know you. You're coming from me. So they're not coming back to you. They're coming back to me. if you represent yourself in a professional manner, if I'm having a party, if you're promoting, if you have a look to you, if you don't really have a look, if you can dance, if you can entertain, that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, my first meal dance, Inferno, when he used to walk in the party, he's a shorter guy. And he has a look of, he's from Southeast DC. So I've walked into parties and women like, oh, wait a minute, who dancing, you or him? I was like, no, he's dancing. No, you're dancing, right? I was like, no, bitch. He's dancing. And when he took his clothes, I was like, oh, okay.
Have you ever had to choose between protecting your brand or protecting the dancer?
I'd use protecting my brand. I had one day, I should have fired him then. I had a paint and sip where this dude, I sent him and he was so high off coke. I had a conference call with his my homegirl that booked it, the mother, the aunt, the grandmother. They had a whole bullet list of what he did. I was like, and I should have fired him then. You have to protect you, because when these people go and you send a dancer to a party, they're not gonna yell at the dancer, they're gonna yell at you. They said, Jaime, if we weren't cool with you and knew who you were, we would have sued your company. So
what really brings people out? Sex appeal, freedom, energy, or just the minor escape?
All of the above. Sex appeal, if you have the good thing on the flyer. Freedom, like, hey, this is a locked door, you can do what you want, slap, touch, or whatever, because in the strip club you can't have lap dances, this and that. At these private parties, they're taking it all off. And then it is an escape, because hey, I get to see some stuff, and I get to see this person I've seen on the internet, I see them in person, and I like it even more. Yes. So
all right, let's talk money. How does an underground promoter really eat?
So if I book a party, there's a booking fee. Okay. There's a booking fee. There's a minimum that I have. There's a minimum I have for people that are returning. If I'm not leaving my bed and I'm staying home watching Matlock, then I'm gonna charge you this one fee. If I'm coming to the party, I'm gonna charge you a little bit more, because that means I'm gonna work and help, and I don't mind, because I get footage for people that want to see more. So that's just one fee. I get paid off one fee, and mind you, I can have 5 to 10 parties a weekend all over. The best weekend I've ever had was Juneteenth in 2019. So that was when I got on Google. Google was booming that weekend. I don't know if it was because it was Juneteenth. I don't know. Then DMV Hood News posted me, and I had all these comments, and a lot of them were negative. So I even stopped looking at them. But those same people that were saying negative comments, that were being negative, inboxed me for a party that weekend. So let that be a lesson. All publicity is good publicity. I ain't gonna hold you. I sat there and I made a lot of money that weekend just booking parties. I had 15 parties here. I had 5 in New Jersey, 2 in Miami, and 2 in Vegas. I'm gonna be honest, I stopped really booking parties in Vegas because they're 4 hours behind. So they were calling me up until 3 o'clock in the morning if a dancer wasn't available or wasn't there or came late. So your phone rings all night long.
What's the closest you've come to losing everything in one night?
Oh God. I did my first birthday party. I did. I threw it with someone, and we didn't pan. It was when I was partnered with someone, and we didn't pan out, and we didn't make much. And she was like, well, I don't know what we made. Pretty much she was like, well, I ain't taking a loss, you taking a loss. So I put at the time, I was in a 2-bedroom in Laurel, and our rent was $1,200 or something like that. God, it was really cheap. It was $800. I put $500 into it, and I didn't have my rent that month. I put it all inside that party, thinking I was gonna make it back, and I didn't make it back.
When chaos hit, what rule do you never break, no matter the money?
Going with the chaos, hitting people, like hitting and boxing people. Don't elevate the situation, try to alleviate the situation. And a lot of times people think that I go to a party by myself, I'm just with a homeboy. That homeboy I may hire as armed security. I do that a lot. If I'm going to a place that I don't know, I'm armed too. People don't know, but I'm armed a lot of times too. But I ain't trying to shoot none of y'all. So I hire someone else. And I only have to pay these niggas like $30 an hour, and I may come with him. And you think he's just a homeboy? No, he's there to rough you up if I need it.
people judge this lifestyle from the outside. How do you deal with being misunderstood?
Come to the party and see, because even like during 2020, I never forget how people flip-flop. People say, I can't believe you're doing OnlyFans. We didn't go to graduate school to do stuff like this and that, right? Those same people, when they got furloughed during 2020 and had no goddamn money, they were saying how much OnlyFans was and how much we make. Same people flip-flop. I never forget it. You never know. You fucking for free. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what the problem is. You might as well get paid for it. So
what lesson did the industry teach you the hard way?
You can't trust everybody. Not saying, I've heard people say there's no friends in this industry. I do have friends in this industry. I mean, there are still good people in this industry, but you have to watch your back. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to put you first. You know what I mean? You said that at the one party we did. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to put you first, because these people will take advantage if you let them. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not, okay, I'm gonna say it like this. These people that are in this industry, I'm not downplaying them, but it's not like they went to Bowie State with me. Some of them didn't even finish school. I'm not downplaying them for that. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of them are probably doing a lot better than a lot of people who finished school. So you're not dealing with ethical people. That's what I'm saying. They don't give a fuck about what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? You're not dealing with ethical people, if you know what I'm talking about. So you got to do what's best for you. I've had dancers be like, oh, I'm missing $40 for my ones. It's right there. Oh, I'm still missing it. It's right there. They're still trying to get some money out of you. They're still trying to get, and I'm gonna tell people this is what I used to do. When I felt like a dancer didn't make any money, and this is in the beginning, oh God, just follow me to the ATM. I'll give you both $100, right? And I did that a couple of times, right? Then Instagram came around, and then I would look on Instagram. Oh, she's still dancing. Oh, wait a minute, she's at another party. Oh, well, she's still dancing. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, these dancers will be okay. They'll go dance someplace else. They'll go to another party. They'll be all right. Don't worry about them. Worry about yourself. They'll be all right.
Do you see yourself as just a promoter or someone with influence over other people's lives?
I'm all the above. I'm a promoter. They call me their father. They call me the guidance counselor, the this and that, because a lot of these people, unfortunately, they don't know. And I've been in the corporate world. I've been in graduate school. I have 2 master's degrees, and I'm always looking and studying things online, and how did these people do it, in support groups and this Facebook group, like how did you do it, and I go do it. So a lot of times you're giving people advice of what to do in everyday life, because they don't know. A lot of people don't know.
Have you ever put someone on that you later regret?
Oh God, yes. Oh God, there's so many. I'm not gonna name no names, but it's people that have went viral at my events and because of me. And I've never were tagged, never got credit for it, never were given a thank you for it, or hey, I had this good night, thank you for this. Hey, thank you for all the parties that you've given me so far. Thank you for this. Because there's some parties that is like a client, they didn't have everything. And sometimes I didn't get paid because it's a client that may have to pay me on a later date. The bridesmaid was supposed to pay, and then she stopped answering the phone that day. So they only had enough to pay a certain amount of people. So that would cut me out. And I was like, look, I still want this party for them. And so I've been at parties where girls have made a trash bag full of money, and I didn't get paid. And I don't say nothing because it's a part of the business. You know what I'm saying? I've been at parties where I got paid and dancer got paid pennies. You know what I'm saying? So it evens out. You know what I'm saying? So, but there's a lot of dancers that got put on, and I've never got nothing. They never said even the thank you. Jane publicly says thank you to me, which means a lot. And other ones say thank you as well after the party. Thank you for the party. And that's what you do, because I'm not saying I have favoritism, but I'm going to who to me is thankful and who's more reliable. So
What responsibility do you feel towards people who trust your name?
To make sure I deliver. I mean, if you have a party, and a lot of times people pay me up front for these parties, $800, maybe $1,000 these parties or something like that. I gotta make sure I deliver. You paid me all that money. You trusted me for this party, or you trusted me to have this party for you. You could have picked anybody, you know what I'm saying? But you picked me, so I'm gonna make sure that you have a good time. Regardless of what happens, I'll make sure you have a good time.
How has the underground changed since your first stepped in?
God. So before these people, some of these people threw mail reviews, I was throwing them. I threw 3 of them in 2010 through 2012. And those dancers, we only paid out-of-town dancers $125, $150, maybe $200, and they drove their asses down. Local dancers either got $75 to $100, if that. Now, these niggas want $200, $400, a flight, room, and a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, how are y'all supposed to make money? Like, they want everything. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I don't care. Y'all can say it, but these women that are promoters, they're only in this to get fucked by these male dancers. I don't care. I'm gonna say it. They're only in it to get, because that's why they're able to get away with that. Because at the end of the night, they're giving you that half hard dick. They're giving you a floppy disk. Because I came back and I'm like, the hell, I was throwing one. And then before, these male dancers would go into the salons and come out with 5 women that would come. There used to be busloads of women that were coming for these male dancers. It's not like that anymore. These dudes just throw up a flyer, please come see me dance. Nigga, like, could you go? Could you call? They don't promote anymore. They don't promote. Like when I threw a party, 2023 was for Soko's birthday party. I had all these niggas on the flyer. I was gonna put up all this money because I was gonna have it big like my birthday. Them niggas ain't promote. I only sold 40 tickets to my current clientele. I was like, I'm not doing this. I canceled it. And they wonder why it's the way it is. You know, it's saturated because all y'all throwing parties. All y'all want top dollar. Y'all egos, the egos is through the roof. All of them have a God complex, thinking they're the center stage, and they're not.
Have cameras and social media helped the scenes or exposed too much?
I actually love it. I'm glad they are showing, because people are seeing what it is. And of course, we have the vanilla people like, I'll never come to that. Then we have people that, hey, I wouldn't mind want to see that. You know what I'm saying? I want to see it. I want to go to it. You know what I'm saying? If cameras aren't showing it, before we did have a no cameras locked door event, and I never knew what happened at them joints. But then now we have cameras in that bitch. Now, yeah, put your camera up, because you're gonna put it in your little girlfriend group chat, and more people are gonna want to come.
Do you see yourself staying underground, or are you planning a quiet escape?
So, I'm turning 45 this year. I'm gonna see where I'm at 50. If I don't have a club by then, if I don't still have people coming to parties, if I still don't have what's it called, and if real estate is still abundant for me, we'll see where we are. Yeah, promoter. I'm also a real estate agent. So the dude I just showed a house to is someone that booked a party. The people I'm showing a house to next week is the people that I met at a party. So like, I'm the number one in my brokerage. And a lot of the other realtors like, how is he so busy? Because I'm a promoter. I'm using my sphere of influence to bring people in to do other things. That's why I tell the male dancers, like, look, why don't you sell houses? Why don't you fix credit? Because you already have people coming to see you. Make them people pay. You know what I'm saying? Make them people to pay for other things. Other than that, there's money. Take it. You know what I'm saying? I've been taking it, so you can take it too. So I'm getting it from that.
If someone was watching right now and wanted to get into this world, what would you warn them about?
It's so funny. I was talking to someone on the way here. About he lives in San Diego and he wants to start doing paint and sips. And I was telling him, you gotta if you start doing this, he's gonna start his own paint and sip company. You have to watch, he's gonna dance too. And I was like, well, you have to watch your guys, because I've had a couple dancers where they got touchy-feely, took a woman's titty out, sucked it, and touched on her, touched in between her legs, and she's like, went outside, hello, police. I've had that. And a dancer was locked up for a weekend because that's looked at as sexual assault. She didn't consent for you to do that. So I've had a couple of dancers actually get locked up or kicked out of a paint. You have to watch what you're doing. This is the age of that. So people have to consent. You see a dancer whispering in someone's ear, they're asking for consent. Hey, can I flip you? Hey, can I do this? And if the person says no, they're not going to do it. If they get someone else in the crowd, they whisper and ask, hey, can I do this? Because if you're going to get flipped on so many cameras afterwards, you're going to feel, you're going to feel funny. That's why a lot of times at parties, if you look at videos, it's always one person they're pulling out into the crowd. It's either a dancer, their girlfriend or a boyfriend, or a client they know will be okay with it. Because a lot of times these people you pull out at random, they're not going to be okay with that.
What are the top 3 things a dancer needs to stay in your business?
They got to know that I am an added. You have to promote yourself. You can't rely on just me. I'm one person. I'm adding parties onto whatever you're already doing. Try to book your own, and I'll book whatever's on top. Hey, I have a party for this weekend. Okay, good. I have a party at 9. Good. You have a party for me at 11. You know what I'm saying? And then that's it, because a lot of times people, they depend on just me. And I may not have, it's weird the way the business works. I may have a party for SOS 3 months in a row. Then I have a party for Playboy. Then I have a party for SOS. Women are different. They want someone that looks like their husband that they're marrying, so they don't feel so bad. That's what they want. And it's usually a dark-skinned guy with a bald head or with a little hair, a dark-skinned guy, or is this, or hey, or like Playboy I get a lot of Spanish parties for, and they're running from ICE right now, so I don't have that many of those. They still are. I wish ICE would just leave, because you're messing my stuff up, so I ain't gonna hold you.
Have someone ever stolen your idea?
Yes. I'm gonna say this, I'm not gonna say no one's name, but I look at it as being funny. When I did the 2019 circus, my black and red, I saw that flyer from 2 and 3 different people. Okay. And I look at it as flattering. I was like, okay. You know what I'm saying? And one person tried to patent the idea. And I was like, okay.
Have someone ever tried to throw a party on the same day you?
Oh, yeah, they do that all the time, yeah. They do that just to, they do that to try, male dancers used to do that back in the day. They do that to try to take your people to be catty. And it's stupid. There's a lot of, you can do the same thing. It's not a big deal. It's like, you can't even, it's like, why are you doing that? I'm not that type of person. You know what I'm saying? There's enough money for everyone to go around. Even if I don't like you. Come on now. It's enough money.
Who are your top favorite dancers?
I miss Dallas. I still like Body. Body's a good performer. Rain is, I love Rain just because I've been working with her for so long, and she's able to bring, I can always count on her to bring people to a party. Dreamer's coming up. God, there's so many I like. Snickers, that's my, she stays up all goddamn night. If I have a party at 12 o'clock, I'm calling her, she's going. Nothing I can do about that one. Lala is gonna do what I say. Just go do it. God, they're gonna get mad if I don't name somebody else. Cream DC has always been my number one. She's been rocking with me since 2012. I said Jane Doe, I think. Yeah, I said Jane Doe, right? Jane Doe. She's came up through the ranks. She's proven herself. She's doing what she needs to do. I really always liked, as a performer who doesn't know that she's a great performer, is Shy. She's a very good performer. She's great, in my opinion. There's a couple others, bruh. I love Nico. That's my baby. God, let me go down the rank. Cinnabons. She's amazing. We all know that. I love Marley. I love Fantasy as a performer. She's a good performer. I really like Lex Diamond. I like Lex Diamond. I love her look. I can keep going. There's so many. Let's stop right there. Male dancers. Playboy does what I say. He's like the poster boy. He's the pretty boy. Debonair. He does and goes what I say. I really like VA Orgasm. I'm really trying to push and get him more parties. I really do like him. Selko has really came up the ranks, even though he doesn't know me now. That's fine, whatever. if he can continue to stay consistent, he could be really good. Aphrodisiac, he can be really entice, can be good, but he just gets in his own head. Mr. Amateur, I'm trying to work with. He's got a lot to go. He's got a long way to go. He can get to where he needs to go. That's clutch. God, let me continue going through my Savage has always been good. People love him. People love Savage. They love him. God, SOS is doing a lot of parties for me lately. God, let me come. Hypnotic is very good. They love Hypnotic. God, I can keep going. There's so many. You know who I really like, who's actually a very good performer? VA Sensation. He's very good.
Is there anything that you've ever regretted?
That's a good one. I regret and don't regret. So when I first started this, I didn't talk to dancers. I didn't be friends with them or nothing. I just showed up to the party. I'm nice. I'm going home. And I would not answer them at all during the week. But then I started putting them in Facebook groups with me, and I started inviting them out. Some of them are friends now. Even if they stopped dancing, I'm still friends with them. But then sometimes you get too close and you're involved in their everyday life. And I'm like, what do you want? You know what I'm saying? So it's a regret and not a regret. You know what I'm saying? So, because all of them got a lot of shit going on. Like, what do you want from me? Like, we're not even doing a party. What do you want? Like, so, yeah.
And when people say your name when you're not in the room, what do you want them to say?
That I'm fair. I'm going to make sure, if you're with me, I'm going to make sure you're safe. That's number one. Make sure you make your money, and make sure you go home. And I'm a fair guy. I'm not janky. I'm not a janky promoter. At the end of the day, I have money. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna take no money from you. I'm not gonna say I have this and not give you that. I'm gonna give you what I said I was gonna give you. And I'm the type, I'm gonna put it in an email, I'm gonna put it in text, and I'm gonna say it to you, because some of y'all are hard of hearing. Some of you are. So I'm gonna say what I'm gonna give you, and I'm gonna say this, and hey, this is what it's gonna be. And some things are out of my control. I don't know what you want me to do. I can't pull a party out my ass. Go, you know what? Go home and go to sleep.